Hello, and welcome back to the garden with Book. So, this is where we're at with blueberries. I already harvested most of the ripe ones today. There's still a lot. There's a couple down there that probably could be picked. A few here. That bush over there is smaller ones. You can see a couple. Those ones aren't quite ripe yet. This is all the new blueberry bush growth. The gooseberry is suffering a little bit. It's starting to die back. The berries have been stolen by birds for the most part as they ripened, and we did get a little bit more caterpillar damage, but it is putting out new growth and stuff as per usual, so I'm not super worried about it. Here's one gooseberry. These ones are the red ones. They're green, and then as they ripen they turn red. This is what the basil looks like now, and it is ready for harvest, I think. I mean, it might get a little taller. I don't know. But the green has really filled out the side, and just brushing it, it really smells like basil. Oh my gosh. This one, I've never had purple basil before, and I can't remember the exact type. If I can find the seed packet and pull it out, I will put up the specific type as a reminder. I just brushed this one a bunch, so now my hand smells like this one. It almost smells like cinnamony, if that makes sense, the purple one. And the regular basil just smells like regular basil, which I'm not a huge fan of basil, but I'm intrigued by the one that's slightly cinnamony, and also the fact that it's purple, so that's great. Then here, you'll see these blueberries are a different variety. They're much smaller than these ones. My flowers have really come out recently. The calendula the color is not reflecting correctly on camera. Let's see if I can. Yeah, that's better. That's what they look like in person. The color distribution on the camera sometimes doesn't make them appear. And now look, these look super orange, and they're not. They're actually yellow. So let's just put this back to normal. And yeah, so this time in here is doing really well. It's kind of probably time to rip some of these flowers out. These purple ones at the back are all dead. And in here, the oregano has also filled out. So I think those are going to do well. The comfrey has clearly rebounded and is once again living his best life, putting out new flower heads about to open. And let's go around here to the grapes. I'm trying not to step on this thing is just something wild that grew here. I don't know what it is, but it's giant. The orange bomb has started to die back in this particular spot, not in the pot, which we'll get to later. This blueberry is kind of a hybrid. It puts out both little and big ones, or kind of medium ones. The grapes are an interesting situation, since this is the first year we've really had a grapevine that we were aware of. You can see it's a couple small grapes here, and there are some up there, if you can see them in there, and right here. This is also happening where they're kind of shriveling up and dying back, but I don't know. Grapes are a new thing for us, so I'm not quite aware of all the things that might kill them. Obviously, they've got some kind of rust or fungus type or something eating them. It's a little bit unclear, but that's what we've got in here. We've had a couple of raspberries, but I'm not sure what the raspberry strategy for next year is going to be. I think I'm going to do like a little sit-down chit-chat. There's another gooseberry. The strawberries have filled out really well, and the one that's over there has put out a couple strawberries. You can kind of see a shriveled up one at the top there. The other one is here, and it's also getting bigger, but it hasn't put out any strawberries, which is fine. Next year it'll come back, and then we'll get strawberries. This one's still producing a little bit. Oh, look, there's a bee. See if I can walk by it without disturbing it. So with regard to the raspberries, you can kind of see one right there. I'm not sure what our strategy is going to be for those next year with regard to whatever fungal issue they have, but for now, I think I might do a little sit down chat about things I've learned this year in the new stuff that I've grown, and things to not do next year. So watch for that coming some point. Let's go over to the herb garden. We can pause for an update on the rhubarb, which is starting to die back a little, but still has lots of rhubarb in there, hiding under the leaves. So now we're at the herb garden. The chocolate mint has really started to fill out this pot, and it has gotten very tall. I'd say it's 2 feet at its highest. Something is eating it a little bit, but that's fine. The chamomile totally took over this chive pot, which is fine. It's now starting to go to seed. We've harvested some of it and dried some. And the chives are still in here, right there. Not as many of them as I would have hoped, given how much chamomile just kind of overloaded it. But I will save these as these continue to dry. The seed heads here, this one's pretty dry. And just chuck them places and they'll grow. The sage, I might have to try planting an additional sage next year. This one did come back after the winter, but I'm not sure how it's going to do this time. That little thyme seems to have rooted well. It's not dying, but it's not putting out a whole lot of growth. This thyme that I completely cut back is now lush and green and filling out again. The strawberry mint has started to go to flower. The orange balm is just about to flower. You can see it there. And the lemon balm is finally starting to fill out. I don't know what this is, but let's get rid of it. These flowers that I planted did fill out really well. And now I'm just not sure what to do with them. I think they're annuals, so I need to rip it out, but the oregano that I planted on the side here, also doing really great. I ended up planting the lovage in the middle of the savory pot after I harvested the savory, and then I left some. It doesn't seem to be doing well. This is it. It hasn't grown at all. It hasn't died, but I don't know. And then the rosemary, I'm just giving that as much time as possible to grow before I harvest it. Now, for the garden, which this garden bed was completely overgrown with weeds, and I just semi-weeded it 2 days ago to kind of unearth where the onions were and to give the carrots, which are right here, a little bit less competition. The peas I have started to rip out as they have died. This one looks like it's probably ready to go. Ready to be picked, not the vine itself. You can see this vine down here is starting to die. And there was more here that have since been removed. We've harvested I want to say medium amount of peas, but that's not really accurate. It's a small amount. Also, one of the things I'll talk about in my upcoming video is my pea planting strategy, which is going to change next year because this one didn't work out terribly for the growth of the plants, but practically it was a bad decision. So that will come. Then this one, which I weeded a little bit also when I weeded that one, has generally been more well kept. The lettuces, this has been my favorite lettuce. This, I think it's the Grand Rapids green. And this one was kind of similar. It should look similar to this, but it grew really leggy. And the thing about these two garden beds is the soil in them. Last year, they were one garden bed. And I just let it grow wild completely. This pea needs to be picked as well. And so the soil hasn't been renewed or like fertilizer added, or compost. We don't really do fertilizer except for some of our fruit trees. But like there's been no fresh soil added to these. So I think the lettuce and stuff, once I add like a layer of compost next year, I think we'll have a little bit of a better result. That's what I'm hoping for. These are the cucumbers, which their little baby leaves are kind of turning yellow and dying. So that's a concern for me. We had a long dry spell, long hot dry spell, and I didn't water. So I think that might have been the reason. But we did just get a mini thunderstorm the other day. So we got a dose of rain. This pea here as well. And there's another one there. Come back and get those later. The oregano has been harvested, and then I left a few of the stalks tall to flower for all the lovely pollinators. And these carrots aren't shouldering at all yet, and their stalks are nice and tall, but I'm worried that the soil from kind of reworking it into these garden beds from the one that it was is really compacted, and I'm going to end up with like little stub carrots again. But we'll see what happens with that. The peppermint has no issues, as it has never had. Oh no, my savory's going to flower. This is the midget savory, which I haven't harvested yet, clearly. There's horseflies are starting to circle me. Look at that bee. He didn't appreciate me being that close, so just back off a little bit. Yeah, that needed to be harvested, and now it's going to flower, so now it really needs to be harvested, so I'll probably do that tomorrow. Let's go down to the orchard and see the pumpkin, squash, and the peach tree. Welcome back to the orchard. I can't remember if the last time I showed you this, it was mowed or it was not mowed, but you can kind of see the paths that I mowed for the aid of the squashes and pumpkins. So the pumpkin in particular has been suffering a lot of yellow leaves, which I've been cutting off and discarding. And I don't know what the exact issue was with that. If it was lack of rain, if it was earwig damage, if it was cucumber beetle damage, or a combination of all of those things, because all of those things have been ongoing. The end trails of the plant are all very healthy, and as you can see, are producing. So I'm hoping they don't just spontaneously die on me. So I don't know anymore. I mean, this one's got to be spaghetti squash, and that one pretty much guaranteed has to be pumpkin. But the ones in the middle, I have no idea, because they're all just intermingled. Originally, it was pumpkin on one side, spaghetti squash on the other. And then this one is spaghetti squash on this side. And, oh, I just tripped. The vines are getting pretty long now. The other kind of squash, which is escaping me right now, the like green round ones, are on this side. So this one you can see is so far, it's yellowing a little bit. It's kind of exaggerated on the camera, but for the most part, looking quite a bit healthier. And you can see it's also been pollinated. So that's good news. as long as they don't die midway through the growth process. My borage, which planting it in the compost has given it insanely thick stalks, is starting to flower. It's such a pretty blue flower. That head's just about to open as well. Over here, oh god, this is borage. I planted borage last year and just in like regular soil, and it had like thin stalks. Look how thick that stalk is. It looks like a freaking rhubarb. Anyways, this one has fallen over. Oh look, that one's got a pink flower. This one has pink flower too. I've never seen that. Anyways, so that's doing really well. This hyssop down here is like exploded. It's put out so many branches. So I think that borage is probably very likely going to reseed itself all over the place down here, and hopefully the hyssop does as well, because I'd really like to have some more diversity in the flower population down here. And these have also really filled out. I keep hacking them off, which is why some of them are really short. Because I planted the bee balm in here, and I don't know if that's what this is, or maybe that's what this is, but this has little white flowers on it, so that's not what that is. So I don't know what this is. This one right here. Or like what the situation is. This is just some wild something that I should probably rip out. Clover everywhere, all the time. And this is now what the freaking peach tree looks like. Can you all see that? That thing is taller than me. I have cut off all now of the rest of the tree. I just left the one arm that had the one leaf bud. This was a brand new leaf bud, and now it is. I don't even know if I can fit it all in there. And now it's taller than me. It's crazy. But it does have this damage still, so I'm hoping that that doesn't penetrate the whole stalk, because the other side looks relatively unaffected. So I think I might spray it with some copper stuff in case it's a fungus. Somebody had mentioned to me it could be like a larvae, like a borer type situation of a moth, but I don't see any hole. It just looks wet. Oh, there's a wasp. So this peach tree, who the fuck knows what's gonna happen with it? But for right now, it's living its best life again. And everything down here is doing well. All the trees have a ton of new growth. The one tree that has apples is starting to lean. That's pretty much it. I'll leave you with this lovely purple clover that is still in full bloom to look at. And I will say thank you for joining me for this update, and I'll see whatever happens in the next one when I get around to it. This is squash vine now growing up this cherry tree. There's like a little tiny thing right there. So yeah. Bye guys.